Hello and welcome to this video series where we're checking out submissions to the Dungeoncrawler Game Jam of 2023. This time we will have a look at Cosmic Delusion, sent in by Emberger, but actually there are quite a few people working on that. Cold Ember did the game design, programming and writing, Clint did the music, Elizabeth Kyriakidis did the sound, Seto did art and UI, and Tutas did the art. So, and the person who made the sprite for the hero wished to remain anonymous. Well, 3 backgrounds were made using this. I guess that's an AI generator thing for backgrounds. Tech bro gibberish dialogue was generated using ChatGPT. And there's quite a bit of that, so I think I will not read all of that out loud. And I already spent probably about an hour or so on the game, and this is because I did not understand the combat system. And yeah, let me read that quickly so that you have maybe a general idea. Combat system explanation below. Bored as hell in corporate dystopia, our protagonists have invading fantasies. But are they really? Explore the 3 levels of corporate hell and cosmic fantasy to help our hero Yinu find his way out and defeat the director. Cosmic Delusion is a Dungeoncrawler RPG made in 7 days during the Dungeoncrawler Jam 2023. The theme was duality. How to play. Escape by exploring a corporate maze and its alternate world. Some inhabitants will be hostile to you. During combat, you will be able to select up to 3 attacks at once to play against an enemy. The enemy will also program 1, 2 or 3 attacks. So far, understandable. Mouse over your enemy abilities to know what it does and where it lands. Each ability have a damage value, a move value, and if the attack changes your color. Now it starts getting complicated. Your color determines in which direction you will move. Opposite colors attract each other, but same colors push you away, just like magnets. You also do full damage to the opposite color, just like fire and water. Well, that's kind of a stretch. You could also argue that fire and water cancel each other out. Use that on your advantage to get away from an attack or reduce the amount of damage it will inflict you. The attack will be played first, then you will move, then your color will switch for each ability. The games end when you manage to escape the labyrinth. And then we have the controls, which is enter to interact, which is a bit not optimal because usually use space, but yeah, that's fine. Also, the game is only running in the browser. There's no client version of that, unfortunately, so we will play it here as it is. And yeah, I will show you the combat when we reach that. So let's first walk around a bit. Reads, hey Yinu, I think Paul next door, I have a task to give you. Use WASD, the arrow keys or the numpad to move around. Yeah. I will talk about the movement and perspective in just a bit. With the computers which have some blinking things here, and they are a bit lighter, you can read them. No, go fetch that new hardware and don't be afraid to explore around the office. Use E and Q to strafe, 7 and 8 on the numpad. Yo dude, I need you to get a mission for me. Can you track down this sick piece of hardware I've been hearing about? I'm talking next level specs, top of the line performance. The works, it's supposed to be a game changer and I want it in my hands like yesterday. So go check the hardware section and bring me back the deeds as ASAP. You know the drill, bro. Let's make it. I'm not even sure if that's a quest. I don't think we need to go into these small rooms. I think that's just all fluff text. Remember, Inu, if someone causes you problems, just solve it in your imagination. You could have a little fight. If that happens, just select 3 abilities to play in order. Foes will do the same, so check where they hit and what it does to plan ahead. Yeah, and you really basically would need to write that down to understand exactly what the interface is trying to show you. We can talk to colleagues. I don't think they will say anything useful. So this is all just like tech gibberish. Hey dude, we need to get to team synced up. Can you set up a Zoom call so we can brainstorm some new ideas? So tech gibberish, I mean, it's a bit, it's also a bit like bullshit bingo with fancy words thrown in. I'm swamped with this deadline. Can you lend a hand to knock out some of these tasks? Bro, we need to optimize the UI on this app. Can you ship up some new designs that are next level fresh? I saw someone talking about KPI and stuff. So, yeah. So I'm not going to talk to all of them. Your color during fights is very important. If your color is the same as your opponent, you will be pushed away. If your color is the opposite, you will be pulled against them. Easy, think of magnets. Your color during fights is very important. If your color is the same, you both inflict less damage. If your color is the opposite, you inflict full damage. Easy, think of fire and water. And I think these are... Yeah, it's closed. We can't do anything here. And I think that's a good position to talk about perspective. So, oh, we got a few more computers. So, generally you can see that these are thin walls, so they are not using a whole tile, and in theory, I think we also had that before with these rooms here. Now these are actually big bricks here, but I think in theory the walls can be thin. You can also see that on the map, that they are drawn on the tile we are standing on. And that means that they are basically taking away some of the space of the tile. Now, if we look at this wall, you can kind of tell that we can go left and right, but maybe not quite. Here as well, well, this here is just the web page. This is not the game. So, yeah, it's a bit hard to tell that there's a path to the left. This looks like it's indicating it. So, let's run against the wall so you can see that there is the corner, I guess. And now that the corner is to the right and the left is open, you can see it, but it's not super obvious. And I think that's also partially because of the space these walls take. I think it would have been better if the field of view was just slightly adjusted, or the camera was pulled back, or the tile size was a bit bigger. That would have helped with the perspective. So overall it's okay, but I wouldn't say it's great. Regarding the controls, unfortunately, there is quite a cutoff. Let me show you with the, if I find that here. So what I mean is that, so A and D is to rotate. By the way, this one uses Q and E for strafing, which is a bit uncommon. So if we move forward and turn, you see forward turn, forward turn, forward turn. Now it worked. Forward turn, forward turn. It's ignored most of the time. If you do it like somewhat normal, quick, because I'm not even like using that quickly, right? I'm forward turn, and ignored, forward turn. I think that is, it might be that it has some, it looks quick, but it might be that there's some additional smoothing and delay, so it doesn't accept any new input. And this makes moving around a bit annoying. So yeah, that would be something great if it was changed. You can also hold the forward button, and then the game, it will take a bit, like two steps or so, and then it will speed up. And you can go bigger distances. Yeah, I think with bigger tile sizes, this would also be kind of a wide. I don't say that the tiles here are too small, but maybe this would have helped a bit with that. So I think the controls would need have this option to queue it up. They are not terrible, and same for the perspective, but both can, or especially the movement, can have some serious improvements. I think we need to fight this guy. Hey Inu, where do you think you're going? This area is off limit, top secret. Well, I know that you had access, but with the last project we resetted everyone's keys. Yes, it's been the 3rd time this month, but your fault for not reading the initial newsletter. Why are you looking at me like this? In your own little world again? And now we are on the combat screen. Alright, so maybe you still remember everything you just read before, or I read to you. So, these are our 4 abilities. This is what the enemy has queued up. He has only queued up 1 ability. I guess this is supposed to be some kind of training stuff. This here is showing the magnet. What the tutorials don't say is they don't talk about any of the movement. They talk about this. And I'm also not sure, I don't think they are talking about that. Like what's displayed here. And they're not talking about what is this meaning. Like, why is this red? Why is this green? We have 2 movement. What does this mean? Does this mean that we move from here to here, or from here to here, or something like that? The enemy has this, so this is obviously no movement. But there is a move. Does this mean that the enemy moves? No, it doesn't. I don't think the enemy moves at all, and this is just dummy basically for a theory that the enemy could move, which is a bit irritating. So I think that this means that the enemy will attack on these 3 tiles with that attack. Now also keep in mind the order of things happening, and I think I noted some stuff down. I mean, I can scroll down, but well, let me just do that. The attack will be played first, then you will move, then your color will switch for each ability. Okay. So what does that mean? First, he will attack, or we will both attack. I think these mean that I can only do that from these positions. And I can attack from this position. So I will get, because this is red, he will only do like 2 or 1 damage, and I will also only do a bit damage. We both don't switch, so it will stay red. Which means now, because we have 1 move, you see there is no point in no thing where we move 2 or anything like that. I think this 1 move means that because of the red, we will be pushed back. And the push back, even though it makes no sense whatsoever, is basically giving you the direction of your moves. So this means that we are going to move to the left if we use that. So let's do that. So that I think we will do some damage, like 2 or 3 damage, because it's the same color. We will take 1 or 2 damage because it's the same color. Then I think we are repelled because we are red, and we are going to this tile. Okay, so now what are we doing on that tile in the second turn? Well, the enemy is not doing anything, so that makes it easier. Then we use this thing. And you can see that this is red. Well, that means I have absolutely no idea. It does not mean that it doesn't switch, because that one also doesn't switch. But I think with that we will be able to attack. So we are still the same color. We are then moving 2, meaning we will be pushed 2 tiles further back, and then we are standing here. And in order to do some attack, we would need to do this. So we got 2. We got some damage, we are pushed back, hit, pushed, switch. And yeah, that's also all happening so quickly that it's a bit irritating. Also, the damage is not displayed on the character, it's received. The damage is displayed on the character who does the damage. So if there is a hit 5, it actually means that we did 5 damage, not that we received 5 damage. Which is also not helping understanding the situation. So now we are different colors. And the first ability I'm using is this. I'm basically just trying no, I'm using this ability because it does more damage. 6, and it does move 5. So that means that with this color, we will move to the very front. And then, this is also not switching. This does switch. But it does only switch after we moved. So I use this. And because it is still switched and is red, we will be pushed back. And this means I use that now. But enemy is dead already. Alright. So it is an interesting system. But I think the explanation is... well, terrible would be an understatement. I think the introduction should have been quite different and do it step by step, because there are so many mechanics which are then also not properly displayed in the interface. Like, what are these green tiles mean? I was first thinking about this is where you move to or something like that. Because that's what, for example, shown in Darkest Dungeon, I think, when you're moving around with the character, also that the magnet is choosing the direction where you move to, and it's not a mechanic in addition. I thought that first you move and then you're pushed by the magnet or something, but no. So this, yeah, the explanation there is not great. And the issue, of course, is that for a really good explanation, if you really wanted to keep a system like that, or make a system like that abstract and complicated in a game, you either need a really, really good interface to make it very understandable, or you could introduce the player one by one to these mechanics. But this is a ton of work, and to get that across to the player, or you probably would need to have like 5 different fights, and each time you get an additional interface element or something like that. But that would be tons of work to make that work in a jam game. So I don't think that's really something you could do in, like, yeah, in this framework of a jam. Hello traveler, you finally came upon this place. Yeah, so now we are in our mind realm. You used to know me. I am Shizir, your loyal servant. Together we are traveling infinite worlds. Unfortunately, the director trapped you in the most boring world. I have waited 26 years that you imagine your way back. Let's exit this place. But be careful, the director's minions are everywhere. If you need patching up, I will restore you to your former glory. I'm also not sure about this patching up. We cannot return to this guy, and I think we will encounter him later on, and he doesn't heal. These are some angels speaking Latin, but first let's explore this glorious room. So we have a very nice map here. It's only displaying the tile we are walking on though. So we might want to like run on bigger rooms, like draw the outlines so that we know where we can still go to. Vis dis credere set non me. Ego te servari et volus et debis scire me nihil querere. Or something like that. Yes, I had Latin in school, but I have no idea what that means. Alright. Travel. Okay. Talk with colleague. Yo, dude, I'm stoked to hang, but I gotta bounce. The clock is ticking and I gotta get my grind on. Don't get me wrong, you're my boy, and I'm down to kick it anytime, but right now, I gotta focus on crushing this deadline. Yeah. There's talk with colleague and just talk. And probably talk with colleague is just random mumbling. So, I mean, they have like this introduction with the first enemy only having one attack, which is not shifting. This one has two attacks, which is also not switching. So it is kind of an introduction, but the problem is that at the point where you get this, you're still not understanding anything. And when you start to maybe get a little bit, the enemies are already too complicated. So, and I will kind of ignore some of the stuff, like lesser damage, more damage. I don't think that there is much of a point to that anyways, because you usually, for most of the stuff, you only have one choice anyways, right? I mean, for this to happen, you need to stand there. So I'm using that, I'm going to be pushed away, I'm using that. Then I am going to be pushed away further, then I'm using that. I could, in theory, try to evade the attacks of the enemy. But I don't see much of a point in that. So, in this case, we could decide whether we want to use this. Then we would go forward and receive, I think, the second attack. But we can do this. Then we will go to the very front. And then we do this. And then we will be pushed back and do this. And enemy is dead. Alright. I think in the end it will come down to always using almost the same order of like 3 moves. Dude, I'm stoked. Yeah, okay. And access forbidden, because you see that it's dark and it doesn't have anything blinking. And this one is locked, so we have to travel into our mind realm again. I like the different... The music in general is nice. It's a bit hard, unfortunately, regarding the volume, because I got the Windows volume before on 1% and I just increase it to 2%. The game is very loud. Yeah, and you have to change that in the Windows settings, because there is no volume setting in here. So yeah, we are now at 2%. I hope that the music is not too loud, but you can properly hear the differences. So when we are in this mind realm, you really have this dreamy music, which is very nice. And when we are in the... So we are at the different... on the opposite side of these angels now, whatever these are. Yeah, when we are in the other... In reality, we have this other music. So we've got some angels here in these rooms. And our Drake angel something. The director blocked this door and gave the key to a minion nearby. Yeah. Well, let's kill them all. Defy. Alright, so. They are also now starting to switch, so we need to keep that in mind. For the first one, it doesn't matter, so we just use this. Then we will move back to this tile. That also means that for the second one, it will not matter what we do, basically. We will not switch. The enemy will not hit us. We will do this. By the way, you can also not remove these once you set them. And by the time we do that, we already went through this one switch, so it's the opposite. So we would go forward with this again, and now we use this again. Back. This is switched around. We are moving forward. We're hitting the enemy again. And it's dead. And this one is just using normal attacks, but the same basically. Well, not quite the same. We are using this. We are going back. We are not switching. We are using this. We are still being repelled. So we go there and we use this. And I decide to just ignore the damage type and where the enemy is attacking. Or at least mostly. So we use this, which means that we go forward, and then we will of course get the next attack. We use this, then we were pushed backwards. No, we are, yeah, because this one is doing the switch, and we do this. It's already dead. Okay. Alright. So, yeah, same here. Do this, do that, and then we need to check, is there any switch? No. Then we need to use, it means that we are getting pushed back, and we use this. So that all attacks are actually working. And now the only thing which we can use here is this, which means that we're getting pushed back again, and then we use this. And I will just use it again. I think that's done now anyways. Okay, and the next one. This is doing switches. So first we attack. We are getting pushed back to this. Then we use this. That means that then we are moving forward again, and we are using that. All right. We are getting pushed back. But you can see that there's hardly any choice usually. I mean, we can use them to just evade attacks, but I don't think that's very useful. Also, I don't know what this red stuff means instead of the green ones here. But yeah, usually with most tiles you're standing on, you don't have a choice if you want to do damage. So you can, when you're in the very front, you have the decision between those. If you are here, you only can use that one. If you are here or here, you can only use that one. And in the very back, you have the decision between those two. Okay, so with that one, we will actually be pushed back further. So we use that one. And then it's probably done anyways. So, yeah. We didn't get any notification that we got a key, but I think we got it. Good job, traveler. Pass the door. Or I did, at least I didn't see any notification. Alright, travel. And we are healed now. Okay. This is not good. We were supposed to escape, but we were in between. Yes, we are lost. Your name is the Traveler, not the Wanderer, isn't it? So now you can see with these longer distances that, I mean, now it's really helpful that it's, that you can keep the button pressed. But then it might also feel like a bit like the tiles might be slightly too small. At last, an exit. We're probably playing right into the hand of the director, but do you see any other way? Okay. So now you have the other music again. So the music is really nice. Speak. It is said that the strange monster lies behind a wall within a labyrinth. I guess that's typo. We also have some stepping noises. I think they are slightly too late. Place is getting weird. Yeah, we have now this melting of dimensions somehow. So the ceiling is gone. Don't tell her I'm here. I don't want to get back to work. You finally have some respite. And here you can see the thin walls. And this time there's a thin wall on this tile and a thin wall on the other tile as well. And you can see that on the map here. It's a double thin wall. And yeah, if this thin wall wasn't here, the perspective would be better. So I mean, that would be another option, just not using thin walls or make them even thinner. But yeah, not sure if that's how that will work together with other stuff. Alright, so now we have some angel dude here as an enemy. But essentially I will just ignore what he's doing. The first one will not switch anything, so which means that we can just use that. Then it's not being switched, we will be repelled, we use that. Then we still do the move, and this means that I think we will get thrown back again, right? Yeah. And hit 3, and that's it. Alright. So now it switches every time, meaning we hit here. And then I think, 1 second. The switch is occurring at the end. So I think we are still being pushed back with the first one, right? Which means that we need to use this one as no, 1 second. This is repelled. No, we are actually... This one we're already pushed here. We don't have any other choice but using this, but the question is then in which direction we are going. And because it changes between the first and the second, it's actually pushing us forward again. Meaning we move 2 tiles, we are back here at this point, and then we use this again. Yeah. Okay. And in case you don't understand the combat still, don't worry. As I mentioned, it took me about an hour or so, and I recorded that and looked into that, read the description again. What was I missing? Okay. I can feel the director. They're just on the other side, at this very right place. You must find a way to get there. First, the key is hidden in the other world. Can you find it? In the other world. This is locked. So we need to go there again later. Okay, this was just used to go past that. And you can see that there is this one wall not on this tile. I'm not sure if... yeah, I think that's just for going back. Okay. So we are in the front. Let's use this. Then we are pushed back. We need to use that. The first one is switching, which means that by the time we are using that, we are actually pushed forward again, and so we use that. And hits, we are pushed back, we use that. The first one is not being switched, so we are being pushed further back by 2, which means that we need to use this one. Okay. And I think... ah, there's another one. Okay. It is said that a strange monster lies behind the wall within the labyrinth. We were here already before. And I think we also need to go that way to go back, because there, like, this other entry is not there anymore. Okay. Maybe we can get healed now. Yeah. Good job, Traveler. You need to beat the terrifying beast in this very world to continue. I believe in you. Okay. Well, we had this locked door over here, so that should be open now. It's not. Alright, let's find a different way then. Dum 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 dum. There doesn't seem to be anything. There is another door. Hello, beast! Alright, spider! Okay, this is not doing anything. So we can attack. We are being repelled. We do that. We are being repelled again. And this means we need to do that. By the way, this staff is also changing colors, I think. Now let's get back to the front. And when we are at the front, use this. And I think we will stay at the front. We use that again. Okay, also toast. Let's talk to our friends, the dragon, angel, lizard, something. Perfect. The director is behind the maze. Find the exit and vanquish in Traveler. Please come back after this. I really enjoyed traveling with you. Good luck. Mm-hmm. Now this is a door with some weird creature. Fight? It's also a bit of weird combination with the graphics, like this, and then this anime girl, and but I guess this is like the fantasy world and everything is possible or something. So this is switching. So we attack, we will be pushed back, we do this. This is then switching it again, and we are pushed forward again, so we can just attack again. So you basically only need to take to look whether the first ability is doing anything. Everything else you can pretty much ignore. So we attack because we're in the front, and because this is the same, we stay here, we attack again. And well, this one is switching for the next one, so yeah, let's do that. And then we are pushed back and we are using this. So now we are in the back and we don't have much of a choice. We need to do this. We are then moving forward by 2 tiles, so we are standing here. This means that we are then going to use this. And this is going to switch around again, which means that we are going to be pushed back, and so we use that again. Ah, okay, this I messed up that one. I guess. Alright. So we use this, we are then pushed forward 2 tiles. And then we use that. This is not switching. Then we can use that again, I guess. Ah, no. I also messed up that one. Okay, yeah, we are dying now, so I better not mess up more. So with that, we are going to be pushed forward. Need to use this. This is being switched, so we are being pushed back. And use this one. Something just broke in my head, I think. Okay. So once we die, we just respawn in front of the enemy and can do that again. And I think we get even full hit points again. So again, we do this. We are repelled by 1 field, so we are getting there. Then it's switching. We do this. I mean, this also, well, it's the same hit points. We do that. And because it's switched, we should get back to the front, right? Yeah. Okay. Okay, so now we are drawn towards the enemy. It is switching that, so we use this. We will end up there. We use that. Then we will be pushed back again and use this again. That means we use this. This is switching, but we are going back. No, we are not going back. We are using this again, and after that we're using that. Okay. So with that, we use this and go forward 2 tiles to this. We use that. We are also switching around. I think with the last try I missed that one. So yeah, that's getting complicated when we are switching and the enemy is switching. So yeah, we are switching that. And we are switching that again, so we are back at this point. Alright. So now attack that, and we are pushed forward. We do this. Then we are pushed backward and we use that again. But this one should do anyways. And we survived with 1 hit point. I'm not sure. Well, we can't go out, so okay. Okay. Heal, please. Perfect, directors by the maze. Okay, we got healed. But yeah, we would be... we would be healed on a fail anyways. And I think that's about as far as I did play the last time. Just with last time I basically just won enemies by just spamming attacks and get through there by luck. Which means that I died a few more times, but essentially it will also do the job because... yeah, I mean... it's the fine-tuning there is... the tactical part is not really that important if you get healed for free all the times anyways. Which is good and bad at the same time. Okay, travel. Okay, I didn't fight that one yet. If we have to fight. If we can actually do anything. Oh. Is this broken now? Heel's broken. Yeah, I think it's on... it's just big and yeah, it feels a bit wrong. Okay. Are you trying to escape, traveler? I won't let you. You must stay forever with me. I trapped you, and I can do it again. Stay with me, you fool. Okay. He got 20 hit points. So this weird enemy before was actually stronger. Yeah, same thing though. Let's do the attack. We will get pushed back. We use that attack. We will be drawn back forward, and we do this one again. Alright. So we don't have much of a choice there. We attack with this, then we are pushed forward. We take that, and this is doing a switch. So we will be pushed backward, and we do that again. Okay, we are now back. We can only do this. Move 2, we are pushed forward, so we need to do that. This is doing a switch, and we are doing a switch. I'm not quite sure if that was the right one. That was the right one. Okay. We don't have a choice there. We have to do this. We are pushed away, so we have to do this. And then I kinda lost it. Pushed away. We changed that with this one. I will just do that again. I'm not quite sure. Okay. No! You confronted the director and vanquished them. It turned out they were really attached to you and built a reality just to keep you close. After a lot of talking, the director, Cheshire, and you decide to explore many other worlds together. Happy end. Credits: Cold Ember, Game Design Programming, Seto Art UI, Tutors Art, Clint Music, Elizabeth Kyriakidis, Sound. Sorry for butchering any names. Thank you for playing. You may close the game. But I don't want to. Okay, so it's now repeating. Let me refresh the page, and then I will do a brief summary, like about what I like and where I think I see potential for improvement. So, regarding the perspective, as mentioned, I think we are a bit too close to the wall, which is partially because of these thin walls, which are still too thick and taking away. But you can see if, like, this was visible from the floor, that would be optimal. So, option 1, make walls even thinner, maybe. Option 2 would be increase tile sizes, though I don't think that this is an option to apply that to an already existing game, but that might be an option. That might screw with other things. And setting the camera back would be an option, and changing the field of view might be yet another option. I don't know how they exactly play out, but that's, yeah, something to experiment with. The controls, yeah, it would need to queue up commands, basically. Forward and turning right, or a bit after that, should be queued up so that the right movement, right turn is executed. Either that, or turn right away. That would also be an option. But now it feels like every second key press for turning is basically ignored, and that just feels bad. The graphics, they are quite nice and very well fitting. So, I mean, this feels like we are in some boring complex für Büro, for offices. And have all these colleagues here talking tech garbage stuff. So I like the environment and the contrast between the two worlds. The fantasy worlds also with a different music, so I think on the graphical side and for the sound, the game is doing pretty well. Though there are a couple of things which don't match that well, like different drawing types, but these are, I would say, more minor things. Overall, I like the game and the graphics of the game and the sound and how it's presented. The content is also perfectly fine. I think it's even more than you would expect from a jam game. Like different enemy types, different levels, and it's quite big, so it's definitely a thumbs up there. Same goes for the implementation of the theme, of the duality theme, with the different dimensions. I think they are very well implemented with these monster types and the different sound environments, the different graphics. It really feels like you are transferred into this kind of different mind realm. So that's also very well done, I think. So overall, I think it's and of course the combat, the main thing. Yeah, I think the system itself is interesting, and I think to make it deeper, you would need to have more options as a player, or maybe even be able to exchange options, so that you have exchange one attack for another, so that you have different options there. Because right now you are basically only needing to check what are you doing with your step. Do you change like the first thing, or is the enemy doing a change with this first step? And then you can just plan accordingly, and you will win the fight, unless you want to avoid damage, but I don't think that was ever really necessary. So right now it is, when you understand the system, it is very simple, easy to win, I think, but it's very hard to understand just to get that far, and that's kind of a problem. It's like hard to learn, easy to master, I guess, which is the opposite of what you want. So yeah, there would need to be some, either make it not even simpler, but make it simpler that it might get even easier to win. But for example, the magnet thing, that sounds good in theory, but I'm not sure if that's really working out so well. So it's not intuitive at all. So the interface could be improved in that regard. There are multiple things which could be changed, but I feel for the jam game that's basically out of scope for a post-jam version fix or something. So yeah, I would say the combat is fine, but it's very hard to get into. So yeah, that has been a Cosmic Delusion by these fine guys here. And if you're interested in checking out the game, you can find a link for that down in the video description. And with that, if you're interested in seeing more videos about jam games, you can also check out the playlist down in the video description, and of course you can also subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again next time. Bye bye.